Straight off the bat, to answer the question of the title, yes, The Crew 2 is worth it. What is up, guys? It's JackUltraMotive here, and today we are in my first ever gameplay of The Crew 2, which will be coming out here shortly. And I'm sure a big question all of you have is it worth getting this game? Because so far this season, or around this year, we have Horizon 3, which is getting a bit old now, and we're coming up to maybe a replacement for that. And then earlier back in the fall, we had Need for Speed Payback. These are the two kind of open world, free, kind of fun racing games that we have out now. And now we have The Crew 2. So where does The Crew 2 fall into all of this? Well, thanks to all the guys at The Crew 2 and everything, like this video is sponsored by them and all the creators and all that. Thanks to all of them, I got to test out and get a hands-on on this game, and I must say, my experience of it was definitely worthwhile, and it was a lot more than I expected out of this game. Well, coming from the first Crew, if you played it, the idea of it is pretty much a free roam game, but that takes place in the entire United States. I'd say that is probably one of the most unique features that makes it stand out from the other games, that you have a full map of the US, and it actually is a legitimate map in the sense that it takes like hours to get from one side to the other, you know, depending on how you drive there. And I mean, that's good. You want the map to feel that big if you have the entire US. So that was great. However, the first Crew did have a couple things it lacked and whatnot, but this second game has definitely filled in those things, and it's given us a lot more. So now we have planes, cars, and boats. And probably straight off the bat, one of the best features that I discovered while playing this, and you might think it's unrealistic, and I'm a realistic person, so normally I would be like against something like this, but hands down, this is one of the best features in the game, is that you can literally switch between car and boat with just the click of a button. You can just, like, wherever you are, even if you're on land, you could switch to a damn boat and it'll just start, you know, it won't go anywhere, but you can just switch wherever you want. And honestly, people nowadays are just, they want things to be quick, and they don't want to be patient and all that. So that's a perfect feature for people to just switch into whatever they want instantly and all that. So that's kind of the idea of this game. It's an open world game back in the US with the whole map again, and you have more races, way more cars, boats and planes now, and kind of a better look of everything. And definitely keep in mind, this video is in 4K. I think this is one of the first like straight out gaming videos I've uploaded in 4K. So if you have the ability to watch it in that, then you could really see how true and how great this game looks compared to the last one. But where does it fall in? Now, this is where you're gonna have to hear me out, because I've played a lot of these games that are free roam and racing and cars and all that. So I would say that I'm at least an okay judge of this. Now, what I got after playing the game for a full day straight and enjoying as much of it as I could was that this game feels a lot more like GTA 5 open world free roam, and that's what it just feels like to me. And I think that is due to the fact that you have planes and boats and just the free open world of it. But I kind of got more of like a more car related, more like clean GTA kind of vibe of this game versus maybe like a Need for Speed or Forza vibe, because those games, I think it just has to do with how like fun focused this game is and how open it is. And that's what I would say. So obviously a lot of people love GTA. That's probably like it. GTA, in my opinion, is just bigger than all of these racing games, just because it's so much and you could do even so much more and all that. So the fact that this game kind of reminds me of that, I think is a great thing. I think that definitely should be something that people should keep in mind. Now, the next big thing I'd say, if it's worth it for you, is if you have friends. This game is so much better with friends, and I couldn't stress that enough with the fact that it is called The Crew. It is literally saying, it is stating that you're going to be forming a group with other people to play this game. So with it being like GTA, like I said before, GTA Online, at least ignoring story mode, has definitely, you can play it by yourself, but you will guaranteed become more bored over time, way quicker if you played it by yourself versus if you played online with friends. And the same goes with this game. I had a whole day to play with a buddy, and you'll see more content of our online stuff coming out later in the month. And we played and I just had one other person, but we had a blast for the whole day, and the game never got old for me. We kept on finding stuff to do, because when you have another person, you could do so much more. You could do whatever you want, but you have the enjoyment of doing it with another person. You can create challenges and all this stuff. So with that said, you have to keep in mind that if you have friends that will be able to get this game too, then you should definitely go for it. I would not I would not shy away from this game at all if you have other friends that are prepared to get and play with you. But with that said, if you do want to play it alone, it's possible. You can have a lot more fun trying to explore the map and do things by yourself as well, in case if other friends are maybe holding you back in this game or all that. You could just kind of enjoy the pureness of the game more if you do play by yourself. And I think, yeah, there's still plenty of enjoyment to come with that. One thing that people think for games like these that aren't as big as Forza or aren't that really race-focused and all that, usually you would think that as a smaller game, it may not have that much of a car list. And I remember the first crew, I didn't really enjoy that because, the way their dealership system worked and stuff, it seemed like their car list was small and it seemed like it was hard to really get anything and I couldn't really visualize it. However, this game has changed all of that. You now have a really nice clean menu of getting the cars, and when we were exploring the list just goes on. There is a lot in this game, from either classic old race cars to either the modern stuff, and there's just so much, and each of the cars actually sound and feel great. Physics may not be the best I've ever felt from a game, but that is one of the hardest things. But sound, they got that. Sound, in fact, I think is better than some other games I've even heard, so that's pretty impressive. And as far as the map goes, yeah, the graphics are definitely improving. And one thing that's really special about, especially when you have a map this big and you could fly in it, when you go up, way up in the sky, the rendering distance of how far you could see things is incredible. You can be down in Florida or in the middle of the East Coast and you could start to see the silhouette of New York and just the tiny little linings of it from far away, and it doesn't look like you're just going to nowhere, where most games you could tell it may not render in time until you get a certain distance close up to it, but when you're in the sky, it just goes on and on. And then you have so many different regions. You have off-road areas and the desert areas of the United States. You have the big cities. You have the fields, the farming area, the factories. It's so fun. I think this game is definitely worth it in the sense that we kind of need something like this. Obviously, we haven't had a GTA-like game since 2013, since the last GTA, and who knows when the next one is coming out. So a game like this that's so fun-based and so free and open, and you could kind of just mess around, do whatever you want with friends, is something that we definitely need, and it will definitely keep people occupied for a while. So I think you gotta trust me on my word that this game does stand out from the other open world racing games that are out there right now, and I would say it's worth it. And watching this gameplay right now, you also have to keep in mind this is just a build, so it can only get better from here as well. This is not entirely complete, but it does sure look so. And it was hard for me to find things that they could build upon. So I've pretty much only said all pros, and the only cons I could really name are probably the obvious one, which is probably physics, and I think that's something that's just incredibly hard because obviously it's not just fixable. It's not like games have just mastered it, so you will have to know going into it that the physics have greatly improved since the first crew, for sure. But it's not the best of the best. And then I'd also say the cars itself are designed great. You could watch this gameplay, and yeah, if you're seeing it in 4K, even you can see how sharp, pure, and clean they look. But however, if you look maybe into a background or whatever like that, you could really start to see the low graphics. But you're not focused on that. You're focused on the car. So at least the game knows exactly what they want to focus on. And bottom line, I say it looks fantastic when you look at it. Some of the scenery, if you go up to the canyons and you could just watch a perfect sunset, you can see perfect things. So bottom line, it's a beautifully gorgeous game. It has color to it. It doesn't look bland or anything like that. So it's great. I'm not here to judge if The Crew 2 is the best game I've ever played or if it's the best of the best. I'm here to judge if it's worth it for you guys, that you guys should get it. And my own opinion entirely, I say it is. And I'm definitely going to get it, and you're definitely going to see more content of me playing it. There's going to be some more online content with a fellow YouTuber coming out later this month. And then I'm definitely going to try to get some people that I know to get this game, and so that we could all start making videos and have a blast and have some more, some more diverse content rather than just one game on this channel, and hopefully you guys can agree and support that. So with that, thank you guys for watching this video. Once again, sponsored by the creators and the guys, Ubisoft and The Crew 2. And click on the links in the description for either beta content or other content of this game. I'll have all those links in the description. Definitely click on those and go check it out. And keep this game in mind because it is coming and it is gonna be great. This will be JackUltraMotive signing off.